Hey good people, and welcome back to the channel. For this video, I'll be sharing my thoughts and feelings on episode 3 of season 15's Naked and Afraid. And over the course of this video, I plan to talk about the survivalist, the location for the challenge, and how the two survivalists did while working together as a team. So without any further delay, let's jump right in. For episode 3, our survivalists are Patrick and Mallory. Patrick is a sponsored hiker who comes into the challenge having hiked several environments with state-of-the-art equipment. He comes into this challenge with a PSR of 7.2, which is very good. However, my first impression of Patrick was that he was selfish and a tad bit egotistical. Then we have Mallory, who works 2 jobs and is an experienced hunter. She comes into the challenge with a PSR of 6.9, which is also very good. However, she's a champion of woman power, which isn't a bad thing, but on paper, these two survivalists have no business being teamed together. They both come off as having alpha personalities, and they're both used to working solo. So naturally, I was wondering if they will be able to last for the duration of the challenge. But this challenge takes place in the jungles of Argentina, where the days can be hot and the nights can be very cold. Now I know in my last review, I said that if I was given an option between completing a challenge in the desert or the jungle, I would choose the jungle 99% of the time. Well, after seeing this episode, that percentage has dropped 50%. Now, there's no way that I will be able to stand all the mosquitoes that bit Patrick and Mallory, and this is because after the first or so dozen mosquito bites, I would have tapped out with no shame whatsoever. But when it comes to Patrick and Mallory as a team, if I could say anything about their journey together, then it would be that sometimes people from completely opposite walks of life can accomplish big things. And to be completely honest, I was expecting at least one if not both of these survivalists to tap out at some point. I mean, individually, Patrick and Mallory have an amazing set of skills that definitely complement one another. But for the first leg of this challenge, they both allowed their egos to get in the way of progress, and because of that, they both got into a lot of unnecessary fights about simple things, like who was responsible for what. And as an outsider, I felt that Patrick and Mallory both made great points as to what should be the priority for the chores that they had to take. However, I realized that in this type of environment, sometimes emotions can get the best of the strongest folks in the challenge. For me, what separates Patrick and Mallory from the participants in episodes 2 was that Patrick and Mallory were essentially too stubborn to quit no matter how hard the challenge got. And ironically, it was their stubbornness that eventually caused them to look within, do some reflection, and eventually come together to push forward as a team. So when they made it to the end of the challenge, I was shocked, but proud that they were able to overcome their obstacles. I also think it's worth mentioning that Patrick and Mallory ate more food this challenge than the survivalists did in their past 2 episodes combined. But overall, on a scale of 1 to 10, I will give this episode an 8. As previously stated, while these survivalists on their own bring very useful skills to Naked and Afraid, as a team, it initially appeared that they would get in each other's way. But it was motivating to see these two people, who didn't seem like they could get along, find a way to work together, and I think that we as a society can take lessons from this episode. But this marks the end of my review. If you have any questions or comments related to the review or the episode, feel free to leave them below in the comment section, and I'll be sure to reply to everybody. Until next time, stay tuned and stay safe. Peace.